And we're back. Justin, talk to us about our main subject today.
So, class is in session, everybody. The main segment today is going to be about Pokemon Unite. Like we mentioned in the intro, it's a MOBA it's basically League of Legends Dominion with Pokemon slapped on top of it. It's made by Tencent, the same umbrella company that owns Riot and makes League. So it's very similar. If you've played League or you've played Dota, you're going to get this, in a couple of matches. It's either for mobile or Switch. We're going to have two different perspectives on this channel, and that's sort of the benefit. Excuse me, the benefit is that I have over a decade experience with playing League of Legends. I got pretty decent at it. And
where did you rank? Where did you rank in League?
In 2017, I was in Diamond 2 for my jungle, and I was in Platinum 1 for my mid lane.
And you did a lot of that on solo queue, didn't you?
Solo queue ranked.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good to go in there and not be able to communicate with your teammates like in the way that we do. That's really good.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely an expert, I would say, on MOBAs.
So I'm really excited to start teaching classes here on the channel about my perspective of MOBAs and my take on Pokemon Unite. So definitely, like we said, this is going to be a huge culture shift for the channel in terms of what I want to put my time into.
Yes.
We're still going to be doing VGC and singles and all that stuff, but this is now a huge part of what I want to do for the foreseeable future. So that's what you're going to get a lot of content in terms of like guides and stuff like that. I was the shot caller for two different teams when I was on two different League of Legends teams. I was the shot caller, so I'm definitely more of like the tactics player. So there's going to be a lot of like guides and stuff like that coming out of us, as well as just like battle videos.
This is going to be like the new holy trifecta for the channel, I would say. VGC, Smogon singles, or just anything Smogon and Showdown, and then Pokemon Unite. This is something we've been really excited about, like we mentioned before. Yep. So, Justin, you mentioned that you're the expert. I'm the noob. You guys are going to get that.
Yeah, so now talk about your perspective. So obviously, we have some people that played Dota or Dota 2. A lot of us played League of Legends. Brandon is 4 days in to his first MOBA experience ever with Pokemon Unite. We are now recording this on the 25th on a Sunday. It just came out Wednesday. So tell us about, you're brand new to the MOBA. Tell us about your perspective real quick. It was a little, 1,000-foot view.
It's super fun. It's super addicting. I've got like I mentioned, like 70 games in or whatever. It came out only on Wednesday. I feel like I'm learning like the ebbs and flows of the game pretty well, and how things work, the terminology, like laning, jungling, and stuff like I'm learning how, like I said, the ebbs and flows of the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so, and like I said, Justin's going to be the expert player on this channel. I'm going to be the beginner player, so if you're a beginner player, you'll get my perspective. We're kind of in this together, and I'll probably be the noob on this channel for, regardless of how good I get, I will still kind of be like the new player here for the next, 6 months to a year. You know what I mean?
That's the nature of the beast, because you've never played a MOBA before, but you do like it, and you're definitely planning on putting time into it.
Yes,
that's the takeaway.
Basically, anytime we hit record on this, it's probably going to be both of us. I would imagine you're not going to record a lot of solo queue. You're going to be getting a lot of team gameplay here.
Yeah, and I'm actually working. That's why I'm working on more avatars for people right now. Right now, I'm just coloring something for my girlfriend, but and so I'm working on more avatars for people right now, because like I said, we have like 8 to 10 people in the PMC crew locally in Grand Rapids. So if you live around here, or if you want to play Pokemon Unite with us, hit us up down on the channel. We'll definitely be doing in the future, if we get enough people that want to play with us, we'll be doing like certain like days of the month will be like fan days where we'll log on and play with people, and just be like a revolving door, let people in.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to play with people, so definitely let us know down below.
Yep.
Leave us your trainer codes.
Yeah, for sure. So Justin, I'm going to let you kind of lead the conversation here, because you've been so excited about this and you've had so much to say.
Yeah.
So take us away, man. Let's talk about the next
So
thing.
basically, what I want to talk about is we're going to touch on this a lot, but the difference in perspective is one of the things that I love the most here.
Yes.
Because I am sort of the resident expert. Like when Doug or Connor come on, or even David, Beer Bananas, when you see some of those people, they have a lot of experience and they do know what they're talking about. Absolutely. I don't know if that light's better or not. Sorry. But I'm definitely the resident expert in terms of like the tactic side of these games.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the puppet master pulling the strings a lot in game once we start getting our ranked team together and yada yada yada. You know, the one that's looking at the clock and looking at the mini map and hey, we should go here, we should rotate, hey, we should back off, that type of thing. Yep. It's sort of a sixth sense I picked up because I was jungling in League and I got up to Diamond, so you kind of have to know the whole map. Yeah. It's just in that high of a meta, that's just what you have to do to be good.
Yes.
That's the short version of it. So for that perspective, it's really going to be interesting because we do have the basically all ends of the spectrum in our local group. Mike has played a little bit. You've played none.
Yes.
Vinny has played none. Yep. Do you know what I mean? Like there's all ends of the spectrum.
Yep.
But everybody seems to like it or love it, and I really am excited. I've taught through 4, 5, 6, 7 people how to play League now. I was joking around that I was going to start a League of Legends school, like I used to call. Like that's where the whole idea for this Pokemon Masterclass came from. Is because I used to call it the Justin's League class or whatever class. I used to say class instead. It's literally where this came from.
Yep.
So it's exciting for me to have basically a new skin or a new experience and now it's Pokemon, which is literally my 2 dearest loves in terms of like video game world of all time by far.
Yep.
And I could not be more thrilled. I could not be more happy to finally, because you never played League, and that was like sort of, I was like, oh man, because you're such a good team player, and I knew that if once you'd get into a game like League or whatever, if you didn't have time to get kids, no problem. But like now with Unite, they're only 10-minute games.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you feel so far about like the game timer and the game objective? So obviously I want you to tell us from now basically how does the game work in terms of like what's the main objective of the game and how do you feel about it and how do you feel about the timer?
Yeah, so obviously the game is about scoring points into your opponent's goals. So there's 5 goals on your side, 5 goals on the opponent's side. You collect experience through KOing wild.
Like a big circle.
Yep, it's a big circle. You got a bottom lane, top lane, and then you have a middle section. 5 goals on each side.
And for people who play MOBA, the middle section is the jungle.
Yes.
So it's basically 2 lanes.
Yep.
Like I said, if you played League of Legends Dominion, it's similar to that.
Yep. And you KO wild Pokemon, and as you KO wild Pokemon, you gain experience, you gain points. You need to drop those points into your opponent's goal, like basketball. You're slam dunking points. We call it dunking. We're always, I got to dunk, bro. I got to dunk. I got 30 points. I got to dunk.
And obviously in editing, Brandon will probably have at least a clip right here of some Pokemon scoring a point. And like when we're talking about this, you'll be able to see some of this stuff.
Yes, we're going to be showing off these mechanics live as we talk about them.
Here.
Yep.
Boom. Score. This is how you score a point.
Yep. So for those of you that actually sit and
go.
Yep. So for those of you who actually like sit and watch the podcast rather than maybe listen to them while you're going about your day, we're going to be you're going to be seeing these mechanics live.
Absolutely.
You're going to be seeing these things happen as we talk about them. So obviously your goal is to score the most points. And how you do that is KOing wild Pokemon or KOing your opponents, and they will drop some of their points. You can pick those up, drop them in the goal. Most points wins.
Yep.
And as you...
10-minute matches.
10-minute matches. I love the 10-minute matches because it's just enough time to invest in a game. And even if you are losing the game 5 minutes in and you're like, we're getting steamrolled, there is a comeback mechanic that we'll talk about a little bit in a second. However, if you're getting steamrolled and you're 5 minutes in, you only got 5 more minutes of suffering before before it's all over. So you can forget about
Yep.
losses super quickly and move on to your next game and start thinking about winning. And I
Yeah.
think that's healthy for anyone playing a game. You know what I mean? Because
Spot on. Spot on. I want to interject right here. Like, you guys got to realize, this is just him being a lifetime gamer. He's never played a MOBA.
Yeah.
And for people who are experienced MOBAs, hearing him talk like this is what I mean. Like, oh, I wish he played League. Because the dude is spot on. Like, he has the teammate, the team game mentality.
Yeah.
You're spot on. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So like, you lose a game, the sting of defeat is so easy to just forget about because you're moving on to the next thing quickly enough. And I think that's really healthy for the game overall because people aren't going to lose a game 5 minutes in and have to suffer for another 25 minutes, you know, because I know that's happened to you in League. You know, like you lose a game in the first 5 minutes and then you still have to endure that for another 25 minutes.
And it's terrible.
And it's awful. It's awful. You just want the experience to be over. And in that experience is over in 5 minutes.
Yep.
But the game stays exciting the whole time. Because of the pace.
It's stuff to do, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's simple enough. It's not so... Like, you were able to pick it up. Your 11-year-old son was able to pick it up.
Yes.
Like, it's really not a difficult concept. It's League condensed.
Yes.
But there's enough... Like, I was talking... I do have some notes here. I've got some comments from everybody. We're going to go through the group chat later on in my notebook's right there.
Yep.
In the next segment, I have my notebook, and we'll have the whole thing. But so right here, we're going to go into the next segment. You did great. That's exactly what I want here, is to be able to ask, like I wrote down in my notes, it's sort of like the interview style. I'm the expert asking you, the noob, sort of a question.
Yep.
And that, you did perfectly. You did absolutely great. So that you're spot on, honestly. So basically, are you on Unite right now?
Yeah, I'm on the webpage right now.
I want to show everybody PokemonUnite.com.
Yep.
You go to homepage, there's overview, Pokemon news, community, all kinds of fun stuff, right?
Yep.
There's, I want to go to Pokemon.
Let's do it.
So let's check out the whole roster.
Yep.
So there are, 5 different battle types. These are basically like the class system.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
So, obviously, all battle types, and then here's the 5. Attacker, Speedster, All-Rounder, Defender, and Supporter. So, Supporter is pretty self-explanatory. That's support mons. Defender, pretty self-explanatory. Those are the tanks. Basically, like your goalies, because you're scoring, like, basketball points, literally.
Yep.
So, they're basically your... I know you don't have a goalie in basketball, but like you're scoring a ball points.
These Pokemon are good at standing in the goal and preventing you from scoring.
There you go.
As well as other things.
All-rounders are the melee attackers or bruisers.
Yep.
Speedsters are the assassins or the flanks.
Yep.
And attackers are all the range damage, whether that be a marksman, auto attacker, or like a ranged mage.
Yep.
So all the ranged... And your number one goal is just a damage dealer.
Yep.
That's attacker.
Yep. Just apply pressure.
There's no melee attackers. All the melee fighters are in all-rounder.
Yep.
So if you want to scroll down here, we're going to talk. We just want to show everybody what's in the game right now. So the first sort of pre-LC was the Zeraora. Anybody that logs in and plays on the Switch, everybody should be. You get Zeraora. So that's the first thing to come out. And then the rest of the roster here is Pikachu, Charizard, Snorlax, Crustle, Greninja, Eldegoss, Talonflame, Lucario, Venusaur. And then I'll let you do these ones.
For the all-rounders?
No. And then Mr. Mime, Slowbro, Absol, Wigglytuff, Alolan Ninetales, Cramorant, Gengar, Garchomp, and Cinderace.
Yes.
So not every Pokemon has evolutions. There's no baby forms.
No babies.
So for instance, there's no Igglybuff. There's no Mime Jr. There's no Riolu, which is pretty interesting. You just start out as Lucario. There's no Pichu, no Raichu subsequently.
Or Munchlax.
Yeah, and no Munchlax, and then yeah, that's
That's
all
all
of
of
them.
them, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting that there's no babies.
Yeah.
So there are some evolution chains that are just sort of wank.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Obviously, real quick, just a little 2-second opinion. F's in the chat. You one of your top 10 favorites missing the cut. No Raichu.
No Raichu. That is unfortunate. I don't know why.
I feel like that would make it really strong.
I do
if
too.
If he could evolve late game, like that'd be cool.
Yeah, because
Pikachu's good. Pikachu's good, but he's so squishy, and I feel like Raichu would you'd evolve enough to just be able to do something.
Yeah, I agree. Pikachu's not bad. I feel like my Pikachu is not good. I'm not good at playing Pikachu, but I've been played against really good Pikachus and just been like destroyed by Pikachu.
You're already learning how to kite.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we want to talk about today. We're just going to talk for just a minute or two. We'll be back in just a second, and we're going to pull up basically the starter Pokemon, and Brandon's going to walk through us how the starter thing works and which one he chose.
Yep, for sure. All right, so
the screen shows Pikachu right now.
Yep. So we're gonna go through all of the starter Pokemon that you can grab. Pikachu will be the first one that I'm gonna talk about. Pikachu is the one that I chose. So you got Pikachu here. He's the attacking class that you can start with. You can start with one of each class. He's a ranged attacker with a lot of offense, no endurance. He's really squishy.
Really fragile.
Yeah, really fragile, but he's got a lot of fun, like, stunning options and stuff like that. And Justin mentioned kiting.
He does a lot of damage. He's one of the strongest characters in the game.
Yeah. Justin mentioned kiting, which is this concept where you attack, move, kind of move people out to kind of chase you and stuff like that. Poking from afar, he's really good at that. You get in a bush, start attacking opponent Pokemon, stuff like that. And then as far as, like, some of his support moves go, you've got Electro Web, which is really, really great.
It's a long range skill shot stun.
Yeah, long range stun. He's got Thunder and Thunderbolt, which are kind of like Electro Web with a little bit of paralysis, but they're more range and more damage, but the stun is not as great.
Yep.
And then you've got Electro Ball, which it does more damage when the lower your opponent's Pokemon is. So, what was the term you called that?
Execute damage, right?
What was that?
Execute damage.
Execute damage. Yep, that was the term. Yeah. The Electro.
Not to be confused with execute.
Yeah. The Electro Ball damage, the Electro Ball build, crazy, dude.
Really good, right? You like it?
I've been blown up while running away from Electro Ball like more times than I care to.
So strong.
More than I care to admit on a channel.
Yeah, it hits us in the back of the head and you're just like, funk!
Yep.
I got another one.
So yeah, Pikachu, the attacking class Pokemon that you can start with. I feel like my Pikachu is not very good, but I'm going to keep working on him.
I think your Pikachu is actually pretty decent for what it is, like being this brand new to a meta.
Yeah. I definitely I'm thriving with the other ranged attackers like Ninetales, Venusaur, and Cinderace. Those are the ones I really like playing. I really like their high damage.
Yeah, I definitely like your Cinderace.
Yeah, the damage from those Pokemon I really like. But however, yep, that's kind of Pikachu. Anything else we should say about Pika?
No, I just want to touch on how if you can see the stars right here on the screen.
Yep.
In front of Brandon, the fact that he does have 4.5 stars, he literally is one of the strongest characters in the game.
Yes.
He's really good for people that know how to position correctly, and this game's different because there's no auto-targeting for attacks, so it's really about just weaving and bobbing and being able to read your opponents to be able to, okay, if they're going to move this, and that, your positioning.
Yep.
If you can master that, Pikachu's really, really strong.
Yeah, last thing about him is his Unite move, which is just big AoE electric damage.
Super good.
Yep. He's got Volt Tackle as well, which is just another high damage single target move too. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I want to talk about the fact that I love that all of the moves in this game are, and the items and everything. For people that play League of Legends and remember Thornmail, there's an item in this game, Rocky Helmet.
Yep.
So they're the same thing. So it's really nice to be able to. There's a lot of interchangeable things like that.
Yeah.
to be able to explain or reference. It makes it really, really easy to just copy paste and jump right in.
Yeah,
it's really
for sure. Justin, you want to talk about Talonflame?
Yes, we're going to talk about the Speedster. This is the one that I started with.
Yes.
So is he up on your screen now?
Got him up on screen. People can see him.
Beautiful. Here's the birdies. This is one of those. Oh, look at that. Beautiful wings.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Love this guy. Okay, so Firebird. The fastest Pokemon in the game right now. 5-star mobility. His scoring is pretty decent because he's so fast. Hot tip real quick. I definitely recommend Score Shield on him. It's really good.
Yeah.
His offense is actually pretty decent. He's really squishy. Again, he has the same squishiness as Pikachu. He's super fragile. Yep. So again, positioning is key. But he does have this ability, or this move, Fly. So he flies up into the air and he can't be targeted, and then he slams down on people. It's really, really good. But he's one of those Pokemon in this game that has 3 different evolutions. So you really need to farm up quick with him to get to Fletchender before he's good.
Yep.
Like the unless you're a starter Pokemon, the first form is on 3 stages. Like Ghastly, he's not very good.
Yeah, they're really hard to use.
Fletchling is not very good. But like Bulbasaur and Charmander are decent. Squirtle's, spoiler, he'll be decent.
Yep.
But no, Talonflame's really, really good. He's fast. He's good at jumping into the back line and just like nuking down like an Eldegoss or a Ninetales. He's really good at just like dropping down and just boom, okay, you're done, taken care of.
Yep.
And even if he dies, so what? At least the big AoE problem for your team is gone.
Yeah. Yep.
That's basically all I have for Talonflame. I do want to mention that he does, every single Pokemon in this game does have an auto attack proc. It's usually on every 3rd auto attack. It does a special little thing. Like, for instance,
little bonus effect.
As you can probably see, if Brandon has a little clip to pull up, a little bonus effect right here, Brandon can pull up a clip. We're going to talk about, you can see the Fletchender or whatever doing the auto attacks and pecking at people's eyes. Otherwise, another good example would be like Pikachu's. Brandon can pull up that example. Future editing, Brandon can pull up this example right now of Pikachu using his auto attack, and it gets the little stun thing every 3rd.
Yep.
So we could see that on screen. So every single Pokemon has some sort of auto attack proc. Every single Pokemon has an ability. Talonflame's ability, for example, is Gale Wings. The higher his HP, the faster he goes.
Yep.
That's literally how it is.
Yep.
So you keep your HP high, and you go super, super fast.
Yep.
But yeah, so next up, we're going to talk about the all-rounder starter.
Charizard. The face of Gen 1.
And my favorite Gen 1 starter, personally. I love a big dragon.
Yep.
Who doesn't? Love this guy. My girlfriend actually loves Charizard a lot. We have the amiibo over there on our desk. So this all-rounder class. So as the class sort of says in the name, this is sort of good at everything.
Yep.
But that's not necessarily true. All-rounder is melee fighter or bruiser class. This is the fighter class. This is the bruiser class. So this is like
a really interesting name. Really interesting name that they gave it. I feel like maybe like bruiser or.
Because you have things like Lucario, which is like jumping around almost like an assassin, and then you have Charizard, which is like this medium range like mage.
Yeah.
And you have Garchomp and Machamp, which are like team fight engaged bruisers.
Yep.
But basically, to put it in perspective for people that are MOBA fanatics, this is top laner.
Mm-hmm.
This is a top lane. So this is your bruiser. Whether it's like the Charizard is basically Rumble. His auto attack proc. Every single auto attack for Charmander, Charmeleon, or Charizard is just spitting fire.
Yep.
So it's like a medium range auto attack. Even though it says melee, it's actually about a medium range, which is cool. So you can auto attack and skirt around the outside of the fight, and future editing Brandon will show up that thing right here of Charmander using the fire on an Apom.
Yep.
As you can see right here, you can sort of flame and move. It's really, really good. And then some of the abilities he gets, like you can either do Fire Punch And then obviously later on there'll be Flare Blitz, so that's more of like a physical go in, boom, and knock people up or knock them back, and it starts a team fight. Otherwise, you do Flamethrower, and it's just a long range spitting damage thing, but it also gives you a move speed buff when you do it.
Yep.
Obviously, Charmander, Charmeleon walk, and then Charizard flies, and all of his stuff gets way more range. He's not the easiest to use. He's like Rumble, so you have to have your positioning correct. He's really good at coming in like after a Snorlax engages a fight or something, or after a Garchomp engages a fight, and then he'll come in and he'll do stuff. And he'll burn people down.
Yeah, yeah.
His Fire Blast is really good AoE. Brandon's a big Fire Blast guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then obviously his ultimate is basically like, Charizard's staple, the Seismic Toss. It's not called Seismic Toss. All their Unite moves, we call them ultimates, but all their Unite moves are based off of a regular move, but they're called something special.
Okay.
So
yep.
His Unite move is oh goodness, what was it called? Seismic Slam. So again, it's like Seismic Toss.
Yep.
But basically, he flies up and is untargetable, again, like the Talonflame. That's what I really like about these characters, is that they can get out of the fight for a second and then jump back in, because he's not super durable. It says he's got a 3 for endurance, but like if you get targeted, you'll get nuked.
Yeah, for sure.
Charizard's fun, though.
Yep. Yeah, he is. I definitely... you kind of knew he was going to make it into the game, man. Like, Charizard makes it into everything, I feel like. I'm surprised he's not at Pokemon. I don't think he's on the Pokemon roster.
I don't think so either, which is it's surprising. But we have Blaziken, so...
Yeah.
All right, next up, I'm going to volley it back to you, brother. Let's talk about the Defender starter.
Snorlax, dude.
So this is, again, another starter type. You can choose Snorlax as your starter in this game. These are all the 5 starters.
Yep.
So... screen right now is future editing. Brandon will definitely be showing the Snorlax's auto attack.
Yep.
How tell us about the auto attack. What is it? What does the special ability do?
It's similar to everything else. Tiny stun. He just kind of like belly flops on people.
But it's really good for being a tank to like get that little chain, because you can really lock people up that way.
Yep. 1.5 star for offense. That is kind of not true. 5-star endurance, 2-star mobility, as you can naturally guess. 1.5 for scoring, and then 2.5
He's more
for
mobile
support.
and more offensive than you'd believe.
He is because of Heavy Slam. Because of Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam has got a small AoE stun. It actually does a lot of damage, and I feel like his auto attack is not actually like that bad.
I want to point out, it's a small AoE around Snorlax, but Snorlax has an incredibly large body, so it's actually a pretty large AoE.
Yeah, and
not to distract, you are correct. It's a small hitbox, but because he's so large, it's actually a pretty decent sized AoE. He jumps in, slams down, and anything in the circle gets a tiny knock-up stun.
Yep.
And for anybody that plays League, it's basically like a mini Alistair combo.
Yep. He also gets rest. You just kind of do nothing for a little bit, recover a little HP. Best used like inside your own goal, not in the middle of the play.
It's so strong. Like early, it's hard you can't burn him down.
Yeah, yep. And then
he'll just heal through it. He'll power heal through your damage.
Yep. And then he gets Yawn, which I liked Yawn until I saw how block worked. Yawn just puts your opponent to sleep for a little bit, so it's really fun to stack.
Yawn is fun. Like there is uses.
It's fun to stack Yawn with Heavy Slam. It's just like really good CC. However, block.
So future editing, Brandon, will show up right now. The difference, we haven't necessarily touched on it, but the difference in hold on one second. There we go. The future editing, Brandon, will show up the difference in like when you level up and you can choose a path. So every game, it'll give you an option. So like you'll start with, as you can see on the screen right now, you'll start with rest, and then you can level that up later to be either block or yawn.
Yep.
So as you can see right there, you choose, do I want A or B this game? So it's always that versatile swing mid-game, which is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Block, I feel like is a superior option to Yawn. Block, he basically just opens his arms, creates a barrier. and you can actually run people down. And when you hit them with block, they kind of get stunned and pushed back a little bit. You can almost infinitely keep running into them. So if you're paired with an attacker, you kind of just win that exchange because they can't move. So I definitely think block is a better option for him. But yeah, he's definitely very chunky, very hard to take down. Definitely a great defender option, honestly.
I agree. He's really, really fun.
Yeah, and then
he's the best take in the game right now.
Yeah, did you want to talk about the other defender you can get for free?
We'll touch on him in just a sec.
Okay.
So the last starter Pokemon is the healer, or the supporter. So this is Eldegoss. This is the only main healer in the game right now.
Yes.
Eldegoss is really, really powerful. Eldegoss is the only main healer in the game right now. There are other little mini heals, but this is the only true healer right now. So I'm actually really excited to see more healer options get into the game in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
The Eldegoss is pretty squishy, but it's actually tankier than you'd think. But it is still, decently squishy, decent mobility, whatever. Its offense is actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
It can be offensive if you do the offensive build, but it's not. I don't know. It's like when you're playing the only healer in the game, then you try to carry with offense. It's sort of weird.
Yeah.
But it is fun. It is really, really strong. Being able to carry through a Machop early game with heals and stuff like that, it's really powerful. So it is a lot of fun to be able to start off with the supporter. Doug actually started with the Eldegoss, and he had a lot of fun with it early game. Was able to get through a lot of helping you lane and stuff by just healing you up. It was just universally useful.
Yeah.
And then Brandon touched on, there is one other Pokemon that they give you for free. It's not necessarily a starter, but they do give you it for free as soon as you log in to the game, and that is Slowbro, which he'll pull up right now.
Yes, sir.
And then you want to talk about this guy?
Yeah, I'll talk a little about. I've been playing a lot of Slowbro. Doesn't have a lot of offense, as you can see, 1.5 stars. A lot of endurance with 4 stars. It's a Slowbro, so 1.5 mobility, 1.5 scoring, but 4 on the support. So his AOE, he's got another AOE his auto attack. It's got a little stun, just kind of like the rest of them on the third attack. Leveling him up can be kind of easy, which is nice. And when he levels up, so when you're Slowbro, you start with Water Gun. Virtually useless. Let's be perfectly honest.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's just because it is a ranged attack.
Mm-hmm. So I think it takes too long to charge up to get the right range. In my opinion, that's me as a new player.
I do like it though, and his auto attack is a little mini knockback too. And then Water Gun, you just boom and shoot it at people. So it is nice. If they're running straight at you, you just turn around and spit at them. But it's just a nice little level 1 knockback, and it's good for getting people off your tower. That's basically what it's for.
Yep. That turns into Scald, which I would say is infinitely better. Because it provides a lot more damage.
My favorite Slowbro build is Scald because it does a lot of damage. It shoots out a big AoE, and then there's a circle at the end. It burns people with a dot. It's really, really nice. You can go the other build, which is I think Brandon's favorite. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, I like to run Surf in that spot. It's just it's his best mobility option. Just kind of he rides the wave, does damage, knocks back. If he connects with an opponent. And then I like to run Slack Off or Amnesia, which those are both just healing moves. However, he does get Telekinesis too, which is really great team support because he just uses his mind powers, picks up the opponent's Pokemon, and then everyone else could just pummel the opponent's Pokemon while he's just sitting.
That's exactly what you want out of your Psychic type, right?
Yeah. No, it's a really great addition for a Psychic type. It's I've been running Telekinesis. I was running Slack Off and Amnesia when I first started. But now I'm kind of running Telekinesis more because I'm better at staying alive and supporting the team. I like Telekinesis. It helps us pick up a lot of key KOs.
Definitely agree.
Yep. And then his Unite move is just kind of like an advanced version of that. It's called Simple Beam. You grab one of your opponent's Pokemon, you hold them, and you reduce their attack while also dealing damage at the same time. So
for League of Legends fans out there, this is Malzahar Ultimate. He's talking about both Telekinesis and Simple Beam. This is Malzahar Ultimate.
Yeah. So that covers the starters, man. That's That's it.
Yeah, and they're really, really fun. Like I said, I chose Talonflame.
Yep, I chose Pico.
I don't recommend Talonflame for people that aren't familiar with MOBAs because it's gonna feel like, man, this game is hard because I just keep dying. He's so squishy.
Yeah.
Charizard's really, really fun, but you just have to kite around. I think the easiest two to start with is either Snorlax or Eldegoss.
Yeah.
And then after that would probably be Pikachu.
I would say
Charizard because they have a lot of ranged options. And then the hardest one to start with is Talonflame.
Yep, I'd agree. And then Slowbro just kind of like fits in there everywhere.
Slowbro, everybody gets for free. You don't choose him.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, true. So yeah, dude, that kind of covers a lot of it. Is there anything else you want to say before I go disc golfing?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So basically, the last segment that we're going to talk about before the outro, we have some feedback from the crew.
Yeah, on how the game has, what people have said about the game.
We've asked them a couple questions. Brandon and I chalked up a couple like little mini interview type questions, and we got everybody's answers. We got their feedback.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that little segment, and then we'll do the outro.
All right.
Alrighty. So. First up, I want to mention there's little F's in the chat because as of right now, there's not even whether it's a wild Pokemon or a playable Pokemon. There is not one single Johto rep in Pokemon Unite so far.
F's in the chat.
F's in the chat. That's so sad. We love Johto.
Peace, Johto.
So the first question I asked everybody for fun: hey man, there's no Johto rep, and everybody, what? Oh. So obviously we went around and asked everybody in the crew. If you could have a Johto rep right now, and it would get into Unite, and this is after everybody has played a few games so they understand the concept, they understand what the question really is, to give a valid, logical answer, we asked everybody, what would be your Johto rep? So we started off, here's David, Bearded Bananas. His link down here will be in the podcast notes for his channel and his Twitch.
Yep.
He said that he would love to have Typhlosion.
Yeah, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. You could run Eruption or something like that. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah, I would love to have long range. Just burn Maximals. Doug, PMC Gussie Frog, he says that he would love to have Tyranitar, and he would want him to be an all-rounder.
Excellent.
So similar to Garchomp or something, and he have some sort of like Sandstorms, maybe like Petal Dance,
Great
where it just
pick.
does damage AoE around him.
Great pick.
We also asked PMC Connor. He said he wants Umbreon, and he wants him to be a defender, and he wants him to have Moonlight.
Moonlight, yep. Yawn would be cool. So maybe some sort of extension of of Snorlax's Yawn, maybe like a different version of it or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And then what was it? Me? Is it me next?
Yeah. Then Mike.
Mike. Yeah.
Mike picked Ampharos, and that would be a support. And I'm so there for that. He could maybe have Cotton Down and Electro Web. Cotton Down from Eldegoss, which is a big AoE shield and buff. Could have Electro Web like Pikachu, or maybe like Thunder Wave. Maybe it's a big AoE circle and it stuns people. Lots of good options there. Ampharos would be great. So then your pick is up next. So PMC 0.
Caesar, man. Caesar.
I
know you guys get enough of Caesar on this channel, but I would like to see him in the game.
I would love Caesar to be in the game. Now, I got a question, just for fun.
All right.
I need your opinion first, your thought second. So what do you want them to do, and then what do you think they would do? If Caesar got in, Scyther, yes or no? Or would it just be like the Lucario, where it's just Lucario?
I would take Scyther, because then that opens the door for like dual wing beat for like a melee attack and stuff like that, or like U-turn. You know what I mean?
Okay, now logical answer. What do you think that they would do based on your 4 days experience?
I think they would just run solo Scizor, honestly.
You're a smart cookie. I think so too.
Yeah, I think they would just do
I think if we get
Scizor.
Scizor, I don't think we're going to get Scyther, which is a bummer for Mike because that's his favorite.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see.
Yep. All right, what's yours?
And then my Johto rep, obviously I would pick... I sort of cheated. I got to mention one right here. Channel rep, one of my top 10 favorites, Pickles, the Meganium.
Yep.
I just don't think she's going to get it anytime soon because we talked about it with all the people in the crew over the weekend. Like, if Meganium got in, we were talking about all the different possibilities that she could do. Even if they made her support with like aromatherapy and leaf seed and stuff, maybe. But then I would be a little bit sad. I want her to be like a defender or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just don't see a lot of moves that they would use or could use that would be not too dissimilar from Venusaur right now. They're both big, chunky dinosaur grass starters. I could see her getting in later. I just don't see it anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't see her getting in anytime soon. So for my Johto rep, because of that, it'd be a different starter. I'm going to go with, you know what? Actually, no. It wasn't. Another honorable mention. Vinny was talking about Feraligatr.
Yep. Starters are like really easy picks. Really fun.
Starters are always great picks. And like Feraligatr would be a really good all-rounder. Just get in your face and maul you, big crocodile. Yeah. But no, my pick, another top 10, Heracross.
Oh, yeah. Heracross would be a great all-arounder, dude.
Yeah. And the move that I would want him to have is Megahorn. What's the move for Caesar?
Well, definitely Bullet Punch.
What's the one move? Yeah.
We need Bullet Punch.
Bullet Punch. And for Heracross, especially in a game like this where like you just a big giant rectangle in front of him, just boom, or maybe he rushes forward and slams him into a wall with Megahorn.
Rushes in on a straight line with a huge horn. That'd be cool. That'd be super sweet.
And then maybe knocks him up at the end. Yep. Yeah. A lot of fun stuff. So that's sort of the questions right there. And then we have the last thing that we want to talk about. Brandon already touched on it, but basically, let us know down in the comments, who do you like to play in Pokemon Unite? And let us know what type of content you'd like to see from us in terms of battles. Like, would you like to see it where it's us recording content? Excuse me, let me rephrase. Is it us recording vocals and stuff over a pre-recorded game? Or would you rather have us like to see the live recording? Because if we do live recording, it's not going to be like commentary like we normally do with our doubles and singles, because it's a different game. We'll be
like shot calling and stuff.
You're just going to kind of hear us playing the game. If you guys want that type of content, we can. Otherwise, we can record a game and then come back later and be like, oh, see here, I did this because of this. So just let us know like what you're interested in seeing. And we do have a sort of plan for what we want, but we do have a couple questions, sort of future content, what direction we want to go with it. So let us know down in the comments below, and then we can get out of here and do the outro.
Yeah, for sure. So longer episode today.
Is there anything you'd like to touch on with Unite?
No, I think we're going to be talking a lot about it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Sorry, there is one more thing. One more thing.
Yes.
So we talked a lot about all the positives. There is one sort of pseudo negative. It's a positive negative, a double-edged sword, and that is the comeback mechanic, and that's Zapdos.
Yeah.
Basically, it's 10-minute games, and at the end of the game, at 2 minutes left, Zapdos pops up in the center of the map. It's like a Baron Nashor type thing, but there's no smite or anything, so you just like snipe steal it and get lucky and roll the dice. I'm like, oh, they stole it for free, you know. So it's a little feel bad sometimes, especially like if that's your objective. It's like, oh, we're losing. Well, we just have to sit for 8 minutes, be miserable until that, and get lucky that we and the fact that you can get double the points when Zapdos is up. Yeah,
for sure. I think that's something that needs to be fixed. I think taking away the double points is the best option. I don't think double points is good at all.
I agree.
From my first 4 days playing it,
auto score is more than enough.
Yeah, I think so too. And the fact that Zapdos gives you points when you beat him, everybody's rolling around with at least 40 in their pocket every single time you beat Zapdos. And that turns in, you know what I mean? Like, everyone gets at least 20, that turns into 40, and anyone who had more than 20 to begin with is rolling around with 100. So, and instantly scoring that, I think, is a little too strong. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on Zapdos. I think we could talk.
I agree.
We could talk a little more in depth about him, like as we go on. I would say. Yeah. All right, dude. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, that's pretty much it. I'd like to wrap this up. I think it was a great podcast. Let us know down in the comments below. What do you think about Unite? Have you downloaded it yet? And if you want to play with us again, leave your Unite. What is it called? Unite number.
Yep.
And we'll definitely be reaching out and be looking for some fan like group days.
Yep. Yeah, longer podcast today, but this is kind of like our kickoff for Unite content on the channel. So
yeah, and it's a big deal. It's not just like a one-off, and we're never going to talk about Unite again. This is like a brand new, this is sort of like a channel shift a little bit.
A new dynamic to the channel has just been added.
New
so
era.
it was worth spending a lot of time talking about.
Definitely.
But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna throw some frisbees. So I think
that's fun.
I got nothing else to say, man. You?
No, I think that's great. I think it was a fun podcast. It was good talking to you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, until the next one, I've been Zero.
And I'm Justin.
Class is dismissed. See you later.
Guys.